Hello everyone, this is Vidya and Archana welcoming you all to Mitsna Science Corner. Here we will be talking about science stuff. We will be bringing to you various topics of scientific research and interest on a monthly basis on the official YouTube channel of Mitsna.
Actually, we are undergrad students venturing into science communication, where we will be informing, educating, and also raising awareness of science related topics. We will also be discussing about recent scientific discoveries and arguments.
Through our episodes, we will be unveiling many mysteries and secrets of the natural world where we live in, so stay tuned for many interesting podcasts.
Today, we are back with another interesting topic: who is hotter, chilies or you? So let's find out together. Do stay with us till the end.
Archana, do you remember last week when we ate mimisinju? Like, you literally cried.
Yeah, it was so hot and spicy.
By the way, do you like chilies?
No, why would I be crying when I like chilies?
But I do like a lot. Why do you think some people enjoy eating chilies while some don't? Also, do chilies have any medicinal value or is it just for the taste? Does it cause any harm? And if yes, when? Like, I'm kind of curious on all this. Why don't we have a discussion on this today?
Yeah, sure. But whenever chilies are mentioned, the first question that comes to my mind is, why do we feel a hot burning sensation while we eat
Yeah.
chili peppers? And also, why do we cry or have runny nose when we eat spicy foods? And also, why does my tongue feel so hot like a burn?
Well, yes, all these are the responses caused by a chemical substance called capsaicin present in the chili peppers. Have you heard about this capsaicin?
Yeah, I've heard of it, but not into much details.
Okay, so it is naturally derived from chilies that are known for its strong, hot, and sharp taste. It is odorless and fat soluble. It gives a burning sensation when it comes in contact with our skin because our skin can rapidly absorb it.
Oh, then whenever I cut chili peppers, then it explains the hot sensation that I feel in my hands.
Yeah, it's justified.
Well, some of our listeners might be wondering why this capsaicin is present only in chili peppers and not why other plants. Capsaicin is present in the white tissue that holds the seed in the fruits. It is known as the placental tissue.
Oh,
And it is present only in the chili peppers, which can act as a defense mechanism against herbivores like cows, and also maybe to prevent the humans from eating it. But see, we are enjoying the taste of capsaicin now.
yeah.
Don't you think it is ironical that the plant is being hunted for this defense mechanism, which is supposed to keep us away from them only?
Yes. Also, it was discovered and isolated for the first time in 1846.
Oh,
The capsaicin receptors are called transient receptor potential action channel TRP1 receptors.
oh, who cares about the name of the receptors?
Okay, but do you have any idea like which organisms or animals which are insensitive to this receptor?
Oh, I have read that birds are insensitive to these capsaicin receptors and also they can eat chili peppers without feeling the burns.
Wow, amazing.
Maybe you are a bird. Okay, one fun thing about birds and chili peppers is that birds' digestive system does not destroy the chili pepper seeds, and the seeds present in the feces of birds can grow into a new plant.
Oh, really? I
Yeah.
think I can relate to this. You know, the small banyan trees growing on
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
walls
yeah.
of old buildings on the roadsides and all.
Yeah,
It's justified.
yeah.
Also, in this regard, we can consider like how perfectly the balance of nature is maintained. The pepper seeds are not destroyed in the bird's digestive system so that they can be dispersed, right?
Yeah.
But one question arises here because why doesn't this mechanism work to us or any other animal?
Unlocking the mystery of nature is a never ending process. Like, also, similarly, why do you think some people enjoy high chili intake while some don't?
We are the perfect contrasting example.
Yeah, really.
I think the preference of capsaicin containing foods it can be affected by social influences, repeated exposure to capsaicin, and also personality. So you know that continuous exposure to capsaicin in chilies it can result in persistent desensitization. A study has even shown that liking or disliking or spicy food it's not solely determined by an individual's sensitivity to capsaicin.
Oh, then my dislike for the capsaicin or the chili peppers is justified now.
Now, like let's discuss how our body responds to capsaicin.
Okay, so I'm wondering why all the excess saliva when people love chili so much. So the thing is that our body considers capsaicin as a chemical irritant. It stimulates our salivary flow as a defensive mechanism to dilute it, and in turn dilutes the mouth irritation caused by the capsaicin.
But wait, we do have people who are so adapted to capsaicin and the response from their salivary gland is reduced with lesser salivary flow, like me.
Oh.
Like this, it slows down the swallowing of food.
Mhm.
Also, we have some people like you who are very sensitive to capsaicin, who tends to swallow the spicy food fast without keeping them in their mouth for long.
Yeah, but like, why do people risk keeping the spicy foods in the mouth for long? Like,
But some people really like chilies, that's why.
can people get high with chilies?
Let's
Okay,
find
so
out.
about this swallowing food mechanism, there are many mechanisms that make us swallow the spicy food quickly. There has
Wow.
been many suggestions that prolonged exposure to tactile, that is touch and texture stimuli, anything that indicates initiates a reaction from our body, it causes the first swallowing of the food. And also
Wow.
the mouth irritation caused by the capsaicin makes us to swallow the food quickly to defend the irritation only.
But wait, I think my body gets accustomed to chilies already with time and persistent consumption.
Yeah, maybe.
So the salivary flow, it decreases naturally. So it comes down to this: the more we like chili, the less will be our salivary response.
Oh, okay.
Even the study has suggested that the burns caused by capsaicin, it seems to be more intense in females than in males.
See, girl, even a study suggested it. Like, don't you feel the burns when you eat the chilies?
Yeah, I feel,
Why are you still eating it then?
because I love chilies.
Okay. And also about this study, but in Manipur, I do feel that females, not me though, are like more tolerant to chili peppers.
Even I think so.
I think we should conduct a similar proper study here also so that we can know more about it.
Yeah.
And let's hope maybe someone will perform a similar study.
Yeah, there is scope for research here.
And talking about this Manipur, the king chili, which
My
is
favorite.
locally okay, your favorite, the locally known as the 𝗒𝗃𝗃. This chili is quite popular in our hometown also, and it is a bit different from other chilies.
How?
As we mentioned earlier, that the capsaicin is usually present in the placental tissue, but in this king chili, the capsaicin is distributed in its whole body, and so we have
Wow.
the king of chilies.
King of
And
chilies.
I feel people who can eat this are exceptionally strong.
So, are you implying that I'm strong?
Okay, you're strong. I agree.
I think that we all have experience of having a runny nose after eating something hot and spicy. I even have a recorded video of you.
Oh, girl, why are you wasting your phone storage on useless stuff like
Just
that?
kidding.
Okay.
Also, like, it was suggested that our body might have these capsaicin receptors all over it. It can stimulate several reflexes in our body, like hypersecretion of mucus from our nose, etc.
But again, histamine, the chemical which causes the common allergic responses to our body, also secrete mucus in the nose, right?
Yeah.
Do you think they have the same response or are they different from capsaicin?
Let's find out. This capsaicin is associated with intense burning pain along with itching and sneezing. The weird and interesting thing is that capsaicin could activate both of these, while these histamine receptors can activate the histamines only. That is, they are specific. So the capsaicin-specific receptors are the ones which result in the burning sensation.
Oh, so either way, we get a runny nose. That's it.
That's it. Or then sometimes you encounter this gastrointestinal discomfort and digestion problems, right? After consuming chilies.
Who doesn't?
It is because of the prolonged and high levels of capsaicin ingestion. As of now, we can only reduce the oral pungent taste, but we cannot relieve the gastrointestinal discomforts induced by it.
It's sad actually.
So, a study has proven the protective properties of capsaicin, like against many gastrointestinal disorders.
Okay, interesting. And also, meanwhile, we would like to take this opportunity to thank Ma'am 𝗚𝗚𝗃𝗗𝗏 𝗟𝘂𝗏 𝗟𝘂𝗏𝗃, Ma'am Nevedita Longjam, and also Orange Studio Asia, who extended their support to us. We thank you for your trust in us.
And do keep supporting us. We are always grateful. So, continuing with the session, do you ever wonder why we cough when we inhale the pungent smell of chilies?
No idea?
Well, the capsaicin turns out to be a specific cough-inducing agent in human. Cough represents one of those several responses to the sensory nerve stimulation. Other responses are hypersecretion of mucus, hypersecretion of blood flow, and sneezing.
Oh, then the pungency of capsaicin when we fry chili is due to the irritation in our respiratory system. And also when the gaseous particles of capsaicin floating through the air and when we inhale them, the capsaicin activates the receptors in our lungs, making them like more sensitive, leading to massive coughing fits. The thing is that our body tries to remove it from the respiratory system by coughing. In this note, I think I can remember some historical events in which burning chilies were used as a popular form of warfare.
Yeah, even I've heard of that. So now let's not leave out the medicinal importance of capsaicin.
Yeah, let's
It
discuss.
has the antifungal, antimicrobial properties due to which it is used as food packaging, antifouling agents, and it can be also used to prevent the microbial growths in plants.
Oh, and also another use about these chili peppers is that nowadays pepper sprays have become a common thing among youths and
Right.
especially girls, which can act as a defense tool because peppers do give a stinging hot pan to the assailant. I think we need one.
Yeah, living in a big city like here.
Yeah. When experiments are conducted by inhibiting these pain receptors, that is the capsaicin receptors, severe adverse effects like inability of our body to react to heat or cold, which affects our survival instincts, are observed.
Okay, in this note, Nobel Laureate Dr. David Julius and Dr. Ardem made a very significant discovery about capsaicin, which can act as a pain receptor, and it leaves a very vast scope for to be used in therapeutic purposes of this receptor.
Oh, there has been appropriate animal studies providing evidence of the potential health benefits of capsaicin in the treatment of many diseases and disorders.
Interesting.
But the thing is that there are limited number of human studies and it has not provided the basis for the development of capsaicin as a good therapeutic agent. But I believe we do have a long way to go.
Yeah. We spoke to Dr. David Julius, Nobel Laureate in Medicine and Physiology 2021, who discovered the target receptors for touch and temperature. Dr. Julius used capsaicin, which induces a burning sensation, and he identified a sensor in the nerve endings of the skin that responds to heat.
Okay, so let's hear from Dr. David Julius himself. Dr. Julius, and since you're working on chilies, let's first talk about like what fascinates you the most about chilies.
What fascinates me the most about chilies is 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 the sensation that you get. That's what fascinates me most about it. That burning sensation.
Okay, so Dr. Julius, what was your idea behind correlating the receptors of heat and the receptors of capsaicin? What was your motivation behind your work?
Oh, the motivation behind our work is to understand how we sense pain. That's really what we're interested in chilies, but we're really interested in pain, understanding pain mechanisms, and using chilies is just a way to get at that question. So we want to understand how we sense things like heat and cold and how our nervous system lets us avoid dangerous situations.
Okay, so we do have a very important correlation between these pain receptors and the chili receptors. So, like, if we imagine a scenario like humans had never discovered and also never eaten chilies, like, how would you imagine the direction of your work and your research?
Oh, I'm sorry, the question was what should I imagine? What was that?
Like, humans had never discovered and eaten chilies.
What would be the directions of my work? That's a good question. I don't know. I think that we might not have been working in this area because it was really through the chili connection that we got interested in understanding pain sensation. So I'd say in this case, these natural products, chilies and menthol from mint leaves was really critical for us working in this area. And I'm not sure we could have accomplished what we accomplished without that. So we'd probably be working on something else.
Okay.
Okay, so
And like,
my last question would be, what suggestion or advice would you like to offer to the young scientists out there?
Go into science if you're curious. I think science is, there's a lot of failure in science. Only a small percentage of what you do ends up working and telling you something useful. So, it has to be driven by curiosity. So if you're curious, it's a great thing to do. And it's also a great thing to do if you like a lifestyle that's a little different. So you get to follow your own ideas. You get to work in a laboratory and plan your own career and plan your own life. So I think it's there's some risks involved because you don't ever know where things are going to go, but you have a lot of freedom to do what you like. So if you're independent sort and you're curious, I think it's a great thing to do.
Okay, so like
Thank you
I'm
so
very
much.
curious about one thing. Like in a case where one is allergic to this capsaicin, like does
Yeah.
that mean his or her pain receptors might be dysfunctional or he is normal?
No, I think if people are allergic to chili peppers, it may be through their immune system, so it may be quite independent of whether what
Okay,
the
so that
receptors do.
okay,
Yeah.
it doesn't affect their
You mean immune or you mean insensitive?
maybe insensitive. I refer
Oh,
to
insensitive.
insensitive.
Yeah. So there are some mutations actually, or what we call polymorphisms in humans that make them less sensitive to chili pepper. So yes, for people who are insensitive, there's a possibility. It could be other reasons, but there's a possibility that they have differences in the structure of their receptor, 𝗃𝗵𝗏1, that makes them less sensitive to chilies. And that's
Okay,
true for birds, right? Birds can eat chili peppers.
okay,
And therefore they can disperse the seeds for germination, and their receptors are not very sensitive to capsaicin.
okay. Thank you. Like,
Mhm.
and lastly, I have a very like silly kind of question. Like, what does being a scientist really mean to you? Like doing the lab work or like what does scientist really mean?
Well, I think it means a lot of things. One is, as I said, it lets me follow my curiosity. I feel like, I'm doing something creative and hopefully something that's beneficial to the world. So I like that. I'm doing things that I think are of interest to other people and can eventually, hopefully, help other people through understanding not just physiology, but disease. And it also means that, I have a laboratory where I get to teach young people like you how to do science and hopefully encourage them to have careers in science or at least to be interested in science. So I like what I do because I think it's interesting for me, but it also gives things back to other people. So
Yeah.
I enjoy it. And as I said, I don't come into work every day and have a boss who tells me what to do or punch a time clock. I can sort of plan my own life and go in directions that, not just me, but that people in my lab want to follow. And so I like that kind of freedom. So I think I always feel young. I never feel like I'm getting old.
Yeah. That's all for the questions round, and thank you very much for your time and like all the best in your research career also. Like
Okay,
we would
thank
love to
you.
follow in your pathways also.
Oh, I hope so. I hope you were both interested. Are you both interested in science and
Yes,
maybe
Yes.
very much.
try? Yeah. So find a laboratory that you can maybe when you're in school where if there are opportunities, and that's what I did. I volunteered to work in a lab, and I found out that I liked it. I like working with my hands at the bench and thinking about problems. So find a place that'll give you a little time in a lab and see if you like doing it.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you both very much. I appreciate your time.
It's nice hearing from the scientists who actually worked in this field.
But wait, I think we missed out how we get so worked up after eating chilies.
Oh yeah, so the thing is that when we are exposed to capsaicin, our tongues become extra sensitive to heat, and our brain interprets this as actual heat, which results in a potential adrenaline rush, the hormone released in times of emergencies. Our blood vessels dilate, heart rate increases, blood pressure increases, and also preparing our body for the fight. Not the actual fight, but the fight that our brain perceives.
Yeah.
Some people can show responses in the form of excess sweating
And
and
tears.
tears, like me, as a reaction to the heat as a cooling mechanism of our body.
Wow. So talking about this cooling mechanism, there has been reports from people in the tropical areas where they use chili as this cooling mechanism when their body produces excess sweat and it tries to cool down their body in response to the chili heat.
Wait. I think we can use chilies to reduce our electricity bills.
Let's start from tomorrow only.
Okay.
Also, this capsaicin, it burns, it shows similar responses to the severe type of burns, even
Mhm.
similar to the third degree burns.
Oh, it's scary.
Then one more important thing here, how do we encounter these chili burns in our mouth?
So whenever we get capsaicin burn, we try to encounter it by drinking lots and lots of water. But in reality, it doesn't help a lot. Like, does it help?
Not at all.
So, as we mentioned earlier, capsaicin is a fat-soluble chemical and not
Yeah.
soluble in water.
Yeah.
How much water we drink won't help us.
Won't help.
Yeah. Instead, we can try taking something that contain lipids, maybe a milk, ice cream, etc.
Yeah, this will help us wash away the capsaicin present in our mouth so that the receptors don't come in contact with it and the burning response is reduced.
And also, we can try taking cold water to counter the heat in the tongue, but again, it won't help in the removal of capsaicin. So, in the war of capsaicin versus water, capsaicin always wins.
Okay.
These are some of the references that we refer. And now, coming to the point, do you agree that chilies are hotter than you, even though you are hot?
With this, we bring an end to today's episode on chili peppers. We would love to see your suggestions for the upcoming episodes. Thank you.
Thank you.